From San Jose, Costa Rica.
And here you get some of the action there, round number 2. McJoe stepping it up and starting to find his mark now with Delgado. Here's some of the action again right there. 4 shots right there that all landed. And you know, for McJoe there, Colonel, you know, he doesn't have mind getting a decision win. His last fight was a unanimous decision against Steve Cannell. Before that, in his debut call, Haciendo Historia, making history. That was a second round knockout.
All right, here we go. This is round number 3 at the Ruben Rodriguez Coliseum in Bayamon, Puerto Rico on our pay-per-view night at Integrated Sports. And Doug Jacobs is thrilled that we're back down here, and there's talk of a lot of fights this summer with Integrated Sports, so we look forward to the unfolding of all of that. This is round 3 again. McJoe Arroyo in the silver trim on his black trunks, and in the solid black trunks is Jairo Delgado. Unofficially, Benny and I have Arroyo winning the first 2 rounds, 10-9, 10-9. Now he's gone into some sort of second year. You see how wide the punches are, Delgado? Delgado's a tough kid. I don't take anything away from anybody that enters the prize ring. He's up against a guy with a tremendous amount of skill, and he's doing the best he can.
Yeah, he switched into a southpaw. Like I've always said, that slows down a fighter who's a natural orthodox stance.
What you'll see is he'll get hit more. He'll get hit with more flush punches, so the defense lacks. He doesn't have as much speed, and his punches won't be as crisp. All those things are negative when a guy switches to southpaw. He's certainly not going to fool McJoe Arroyo one bit by switching to southpaw. You see him missing punches. The other thing you're going to see now is he's going to get hit by some punches because his defense won't be anywhere near what it was. You see this?
He got hurt by the shot. It was a right hand by Arroyo that ended up shaking him up. And you know what I like about McJoe Arroyo right now, though, is that patience. Here's a kid that can come out, look for that knockout right off the bat. He's learning how to win. He's learning how to do the things he's got to do to go ahead and win a match. And a lot of times that is so important for a young fighter, is to know what the judges are looking for at the pay-for-hurt rank.
Well, technically, Benny, he's such a good fighter. You notice when you see the wide shot, folks, you see him with his jab, with his right hand, he drives off the back foot. He pulls out to the side instead of constantly pulling straight back like Delgado does. He'll go with left hand leads. He'll set it up with his jab and throw the powerful left hand shots. He'll come with uppercuts. He just does so many things. In the meantime, he's not afraid to take a shot to get one in either.
Boy, right there, Delgado switches to a southpaw right away. He gets tagged.
Then the referee pushed him down. What was that? A little backflip. How about that? But he's got a big welt underneath the right eye, and it's ready to pop if he can drop it on the left hand on top of it. We're in round number 3 with about 33, 32, 31, 30 seconds to go in the 3rd round. And McJoe is doing what he came to do, and he's sort of beating up this guy, Jairo Delgado, who came out here from Denver, Colorado, to do his best he could do against a rising star from the Pearl of the Caribbean.
But it's tough to look good against Delgado, though, as wide as he is, as awkward as he is. But McRoy's keeping his focus.
Arroyo, and Benny, that's exactly what he does. He stays focused. He's not pressing for the knockout. In the 1st round, he lets Delgado go ahead and swarm a little bit. There's a little flurries at the end of the round. That bell ends the 3rd round, and it's a shutout. Elvin Rosa, Hernando Steidel, and Luis Ruiz will be the official judges, but you don't have to be an official judge to choose winning this fight.
But you can see the nose right there bleeding.
Look at the cut in the eyebrow.
And it's been that right hand, believe it or not, the right hand of Arroyo that's been doing all the damage. Arroyo, on the other hand, great defensive skills as well as those offensive. Here's some of the action right there. There's that right hand, right on the ear. And that's what Delgado was trying to point out to the referee. Yeah, that's behind the head. That's behind the ear. He didn't get the ear.
Well, the reason he's getting hit is because of the way he turns his right shoulder forward. Right shoulder across to his, like where his left shoulder is, and it turns his back to McJoe. McJoe's coming in the process of throwing punches. You're not going to stop. Coming up to the 4th and final round, and a nice fight to get our night of championship boxing underway. That'll show you the weakness in the legs of Delgado when
yeah, but then look what he does, though.
Yeah, well, that's well and good, but when the referee can push you up with one hand. Either Ismael Quiñones Falou is extremely strong, or Delgado's got a bit of weakness at his legs. And at this stage, Delgado putting out as best he can. He's back fighting orthodox, which is better for him. He fought a good part of that third round as a southpaw, and he paid the price dearly for it. See how quick Arroyo is on his feet, Benny. He just does so many things so well. He's letting it fly right now. He's throwing wilder punches. He's not real disciplined, but he knows he's out in front of the fight, and he'd like to finish him off.
Exactly. He also knows there's no way Delgado can hurt him. Unless it's a headbutt or something like that. But otherwise, if it's a punch, no. In fact, Delgado's not even throwing anything. He's just choosing now to cover up.
The uppercut is there for Arroyo. If he chooses to throw it, he can snap his head off. Boom, he comes with a little bit of an uppercut. Digging body shots. You know, he's not just head hunting.
No.
He's a little wide with his shots, but it's okay because he's landing him. He's crashing him to the ribs. That one just whistled past the chin. Did you see the double uppercut that time? So he saw what I saw. And I like what I see.
Yeah, no, he's letting it go, and he's very disciplined in the way he lets it go. Very compact, never really out of position, always ready to throw another shot.
Bangs him behind the right ear.
Yeah, but the uppercut is wide open. Look at it.
Oh, it's there, and he sees it. But he came with a nice left uppercut. He threw the right one first, then the left uppercut.
Yeah, because you throw a shotgun, and all of a sudden Delgado will drop his head.
Yeah, and that's the difference between the experience of Arroyo. Arroyo throws a punch, and his eyes are still focused right in the chest area of Delgado. Delgado throws a punch, and his eyes are either up in the heavens or down at the floor, and he doesn't see what's coming right after that. Now, McJoe has all the tools. There's no question about it. And again, I mentioned you'll see his brother a little bit later on this evening, and you'll like what you'll see with him as well. These kids are terrific young fighters. 118-pound division, the bantamweight division is a nice place for Arroyo to be right now. And
they do spar with each other. That was the interesting part. And of course, McJoe is the youngest of the two.
We asked them the question, obvious, would you ever fight each other? And they said, absolutely not. Just like the Klitschko brothers won't fight each other.
We also asked them, what's the longest you guys have been away? He says, hours.
Yeah, from each other, so they're very close twins. Good shot landed off the hands of McJoe Arroyo. And a little sloppy now as the fatigue sets in, but there's only about 25 seconds left in this fight right now. And there's been a very good pace, especially Arroyo has set the pace, and Delgado has tried to stay right with us. He was very fast-paced in the early going in round number one, and he's wilted a little bit, but he's still in there pretty good. See, he's a little sloppy now because of the fatigue, but McJoe isn't.
Well, Delgado came here to put up a fight. He's done that.
Yes, he has. The bell ends the fight, and that's a very good second professional fight for McJoe Arroyo, who's going to win this.
And the crowd, what they're screaming about is the man bringing up the ring card girl is going to bring up a card with the 5th round. And then they had to remind him that, no, it's only 4 rounds.
Yeah, we said 2 fights, a 3rd professional fight. But McJoe Arroyo has certainly done the job.
Arroyo on his first his first fight with a 2nd round TKO win over Giovanni Rivera, just overwhelmed him. His 2nd fight was a unanimous decision 4-round win over Steve Cannell. Here's some of the action in the 4th and final round. And right there, it is all McJoe Arroyo. But again, Jairo Delgado came in some kind of physical shape because he was able to go ahead and run out of the reach of McJoe Arroyo to be able to survive this particular fight. And on my scorecard, I've got McJoe Arroyo pitching a shutout, getting all 4 rounds. There's some of the action right there. And again, we kept talking about the fact that the uppercut was wide open right there.
Yeah, I scored at 40-36, as I expect all 3 of the judges.
And there is Jairo Delgado from Denver, Colorado.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, tenemos una decisión unánime. Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored about the same, 40-36. Los 3 jueces tienen la pelea lo mismo, 40-36 a favor del ganador, in favor of the winner, McJoe Arroyo.
So McJoe is perfect at 3-0 as he gets the unanimous decision. And as I said, it's just a continuation of the progression of McJoe Arroyo, and we expect we'll